Today's episode is brought to you by the Positively Grateful Resources Bundle. With a video training and dedicated workbook and some bonus personal stories, this Pay What You Want resource will guide you to a gratitude practice that works best for you. You can purchase this at positivelyproductive.com/resources. In this kind of productivity, in this cozy, compassionate productivity, we focus on forgiving and nurturing and slowing down in a way that we're not taught. We first learn that to be productive, we must go, go, go. And it's the ultimate hustle culture propaganda that I've been fighting the good fight against for some time now. We push ourselves to the limit and beyond, thinking it's the only way to truly succeed. But the truth is that constant pressure is a recipe for burnout. You're listening to the Positively Living Podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Zawrotny, founder of Positively Productive Systems and a productivity coach certified in positive psychology and stress management. Join me as we explore ways to live a more proactive, positive life with episodes on productivity, self-awareness, mindset, entrepreneur life, habits and systems, simplicity, fun, and more. I understand overwhelm personally as a multi-passionate entrepreneur, wife and mom to kids and cats, and as a caregiver. I'm here to help you choose what's right for you so you can do less, live more, and breathe easier. Sound good? Let's get to it. Welcome to the Positively Living Podcast. I'm your host, Lisa, and if you love warm blankets and beverages and being snug and comfortable like I do, you are going to absolutely love today's topic. It merges two things I am all about, being cozy and being productive. And I'm excited to talk about it because it feels like a really odd juxtaposition, right? It's an unexpected pairing, but it works. And when you stop to think about it and consider the science behind it, it makes sense. See, we know what isn't working. This combination and correlation is one I've been thinking about for quite some time now, as I coach clients in a way that they really don't expect. I think it comes from my own experience with burnout and my determination to approach productivity compassionately and gently. It's different from the productivity you might have first learned and what our society has come to expect. But it's remarkably effective, and I'm a huge fan of it. In this kind of productivity, in this cozy, compassionate productivity, we focus on forgiving and nurturing and slowing down in a way that we're not taught. We first learn that to be productive, we must go, go, go. And it's the ultimate hustle culture propaganda that I've been fighting the good fight against for some time now. One aspect of that hustle and grind perception is that we cannot and should not rest. Nor should we do anything relating to that. Cuddling on the couch is reserved for sick days only. The rest of the time you must get up and get going and be moving and be doing. We push ourselves to the limit and beyond, thinking it's the only way to truly succeed. But the truth is that constant pressure is a recipe for burnout. I think the level of burnout in our society is a clue that we're approaching this all wrong, and it's been my mission to find the right way. Realizing we couldn't sustain that constant push, I kept asking myself, well, what if we took a kinder, gentler approach, but still yielded the results we wanted without the damage? I mean, is this possible? And the more I researched, the more I knew the answer is yes. The more that I soothed my own stressed out nerves with quiet and calm in all the spaces of my life, I realized that cozy could support improved productivity. If you're ready to grab the cocoa and hop on the couch now, I won't stop you. But there is a bit more to it, and I'd love to share the details. It's a story of seeking intentional happiness, and it involves Denmark. Are you ready for it? I'm happy to wait a minute if you want to get that cocoa first. All right, let's go. In the World Happiness Report, yes, that's a thing, where they survey over 140 countries each year, Denmark is consistently one of the happiest in the world. And I mean top 3, top 5. In 2024, it ranked second, whereas the US dropped to 23, just for perspective. The Danes know a thing or two about coziness and contentedness, and I think we can take a cue from them. The reason they rank so high could be a result of a cultural concept they live by that you may have seen referenced in articles and sales catalogs for things like candles and comforters. It's become rather popular lately, and if you see it in text, it looks like Hygge, but it's pronounced hoo-guh. It's about slowing down, being present, and enjoying the simple things in life, and it turns out it's also a key ingredient for a more productive and fulfilling life. Although there's no English translation, hygge represents a kind of mindfulness in many aspects of life that encourages a shift in our perception that is supported by action and environment. Hygge's sometimes translated as cozy, but a better definition may be intentional intimacy, which can happen in specific environments and with the right people in special shared experiences. And in a language my therapist friends may appreciate, hygge is a combination of behavioral choices, cognitive modification, environmental adaptation, and philosophy. No matter what you call it, no matter how you define it, it's an opportunity for us all to reframe our experiences and redecorate our spaces in a way that can support us. We can all welcome the principles of hygge into our lives. Let's talk about the 3 principles, and then we'll talk about how you can incorporate them. The 3 principles are pleasure, presence, and participation. Gotta love that alliteration. Number 1, pleasure. Hygge emphasizes the importance of indulging in simple pleasures and incorporating them into our self-care and daily lives, which of course immediately makes me think of my coffee and savoring that. It could mean savoring a warm cup of coffee. It could mean enjoying a delicious meal or simply taking a moment to appreciate the beauty of nature. How it boosts your productivity is by prioritizing pleasure and self-care, you recharge your energy levels and improve your overall well-being. This in turn can enhance your focus, motivation, and help you tackle tasks more efficiently. For more episodes on self-care, you can access a dedicated playlist on the podcast page of the positivelyproductive.com website. I also encourage you to download the free toolkit if you haven't already at positivelyproductive.com/resources. You'll want to try the Joy List workbook. It will help you quickly create your own self-care guide, and it's a wonderful process of reflection of the things that you do find so much joy in, the things that do bring you pleasure. And it will be a fantastic list for you to reference when you're trying to incorporate more of the first principle of hygge into your life. Number 2 is presence. Hygge encourages us to be present and mindful, to fully engage in the moment without distractions or worries about past or future, without checking out. How many times you have been someplace where you're not really there? You are distracted by so much else, worries and thoughts, and even your device. I get it. Been there, done that. Well, when you are fully present, the way that it boosts productivity is that mindfulness practices have been showed to improve our focus, concentration, and cognitive function. By being present, we minimize distractions and dedicate our full attention to the task at hand, which is incredibly productive. So that's increased productivity and better quality work as a result. You're not redoing work, redoing mistakes, and what you produce is better. If you'd like to hear more about mindfulness, you'll want to check out episode 106 on energizing yourself through mindfulness and episode 108 on mindfulness practices to help you focus. The 3rd principle of hygge is participation. Hygge values social connection and encourages us to be more engaged with others. Whether it's spending quality time with loved ones, joining in group activities, or simply having meaningful conversations, you can foster a sense of belonging. Why is this important? Participation of this kind can boost our mood and reduce stress and increase our overall well-being. Sounds familiar, right? All of these things contribute to that overall sense of well-being. In this case, with participation and connection, when we feel supported and connected, we're more likely to be motivated and engaged in what we're doing. And that leads to improved productivity and a greater sense of accomplishment. I mean, you're sharing, you're celebrating. Keep in mind, you will want to find ways to participate that work with your tendencies. For example, a group project for an introvert might feel like fresh hell. That is not going to work. But a quiet beverage and a one-on-one conversation might be just the thing. Honestly, that's preferable for me, and I'm an extrovert, so it's really up to you. And you probably already know what some of your preferences are, but if you want to learn more about yourself, the toolkit I mentioned earlier includes an assessments workbook you'll definitely want to check out. So you'll notice with all of these principles that a common factor is the environment that makes us feel cozy and connected and present. From a design standpoint, it's about creating warm and inviting environments that put us at ease, and that can help us focus. We want to seek out environments that foster a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose, that create a space that's conducive to what we're trying to achieve. In a workplace, that could be having a space to be social. It could also be having a space to take a quiet break. In an entrepreneur's office, it could look like very specific lighting and different options for different types of work and breaks. In my office, for example, I have a really warm and cozy color on my walls. I use very specific lighting so that I have good task lighting when I need to focus, but also gentler lighting. Like I love twinkle lights. And that can create a sense of calm, especially if I need to take a break, be mindful, meditate, even simply take a deep breath and reset myself before I get back to work. So it can look differently for different purposes and different people, but the idea is to make your environment conducive to what you want to do. And why this works is a cozy space can significantly improve our focus by calming our nervous system and reducing stress levels. We've learned that when we are feeling very stressed, when our nervous system is like fired up, we're not focusing. We're not focusing well. We may be able to get the job done, but we also might be inclined to make lots of mistakes and to miss things. When we're in a comfortable and inviting environment, our bodies and minds tend to relax. This relaxation response counteracts the stress response, which triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol. And high levels of cortisol impair our cognitive function, making it difficult to concentrate. So, in a place where we are calm, we're not releasing the cortisol, our brains are able to engage better. By creating a cozy workspace, we're essentially signaling to our nervous system that we're safe and secure. And our bodies are able to shift from that hypervigilance to a state of calm focus. And you may have heard this phrase if you've heard about being in a flow state, which is one of the most productive states we can be in. With reduced stress and a calmer mind, we're better able to concentrate and think clearly, and that equals being more productive. So how can you incorporate hygge into your life? Here are 4 ways. 1, create a cozy workspace. Surround yourself with things that feel calm to you. Soft blankets, warm lighting, comforting scents. I'm not talking about making it look like your bedroom, but there are ways that you can create curves to the edges, which is something that you find in Norwegian design, or soften, which also can dampen sounds and echo, which is important if you're going to be doing recording. It's also important to block out sounds, that can be distractions from outside environments. You can use scents like essential oils that can be a wonderful addition, not only for calming purposes, but also that can be aromatherapy to help you focus. Things like flameless candles are a safe way to create ambiance. Anything that you can do to make your workspace feel relaxed, clean, and a space where you can focus is what you're going for. And I know it sounds opposite of what you'd expect, where you'd think that the more sterile environment would help you focus. But when you signal visually to your body and to your mind that you are in a calm, cozy, safe space, your brain will show up better. The second way that you can incorporate hygge into your life is to take breaks. Don't be afraid to step away from work and to recharge. It's easy to assume that pushing through is more productive. Let me just get this done. Let me keep going. I can't afford to take a break. If you find yourself saying those words, it's probably when you need it the most. Rest is essential. Recharging in some way is essential. Now, consider this. We often say take a deep breath, take a walk, go out into nature, look at something green. There's a great episode with Casey Riley about how much the color green can impact our well-being. And so that can be an amazing element, by the way, to add to your office space. But consider too, to take a break and curl up with a good book, that coziness we're talking about. Take a shower or even a bath if you could spare the time, or simply enjoy a cup of something that's calming for you, whatever that is. And perhaps take time to change your space, maybe sit on the couch or in a comfortable chair. And this can work even if you only have 10 minutes to spare. It's not about the length of time, it's about the intention and the practice. The third way that you can incorporate hygge into your life would be to connect with those who matter to you. Spend quality time with the people who matter most, whether through messaging or a quick meetup. Share a meal, share a story, share a laugh. Find a way to enjoy each other's company and to strengthen your bond. Even if it's only a few minutes, it will make a difference. This is why I'm such a huge fan of coffee chats. Sometimes I cannot spare more than that, but you would be amazed how much I can reconnect with someone in a small amount of time with a quick cup of something. It's definitely a wonderful return on investment. And the fourth thing you can do to incorporate hygge into your life is to practice pausing. By this, I mean it's different from taking a break that we talked about, whether you need to have a nap or read something for a little bit. That allows you to rest. And this might also bring rest to you, but really practicing the pause is more about that mindfulness journey. It's as simple as taking a few minutes a day to focus on your breath and be in the present moment. This could also be focusing outside or in nature or on nature, but it's about being present. And it can help you reduce stress and improve your focus, which we see in studies relating to mindfulness and meditation. The most important takeaway to this episode, and really any episode of the podcast, is this. Productivity isn't about pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion. It's about finding a sustainable pace that allows you to thrive. And sometimes that means embracing coziness, even as you work toward your goals. By prioritizing cozy aspects of life, we can cultivate a sense of well-being that naturally supports our productivity and helps us achieve our goals with greater ease and enjoyment. How good does that sound? Well, if that sounds good to you, then I encourage you to take these steps today to embrace the cozy. And I'd love to know, what are some of your favorite ways to be cozy? I'd love it if you'd post this episode online and tell us some of those favorite ways. It could be a specific approach that you take, or maybe a product that you use, or both. Let's share with each other and cheer each other on. Thank you for joining me today. Your time is precious, and I'm honored you chose to spend it with me. If you have feedback or questions, you can find me through the Connect page of the positivelyproductive.com website. And if you're looking for any of the resources mentioned here, from books to products to training and more, go to positivelyproductive.com/resources.